Get inspired! Here are 31 gorgeous DIY projects to decorate your grown-up apartment, Part 2. 16. Mount a cool shower curtain on a basic wood frame for a wall-size statement. The hardware store will usually cut wood to size for you, so all you have to do is nail it together. First, I laid all the wood out with the side facing up, screwed each end of the side pieces to the top and bottom of the frame. I then ironed the shower curtain and laid it over the top of the frame. I nailed in the top first and then stretched it to the bottom and nailed in the bottom, and then nailed in the sides last. It was super easy with 2 people. It took us about an hour to make it and hang it. 17. If your small apartment can't fit a giant pallet-sized ottoman, make one out of an old cable spool. To find a big spool, try calling up a local commercial electrician who might have one that you can pick up. 18. Glue old picture frames onto wooden boxes for pretty framed shadow shelves. Try a locally flea market for cheap but pretty frames. Here's how to make them. Prepare an old frames or buy a cheap frames from Walmart. Make 2 cuts on each side to the boards. Add a line of wood glue and used nail gun to make a box from these pieces. Next, I used a line of wood glue around the edge of the frame. I laid my frame on top of my box and used brad nails through the frame to hold it together. Painted all of the boxes and frames with your favorite spray paint color. And it's done! 19. Glue felt around wooden dowels for a cheap and pretty magazine holder. Here's how to create it. Prepare this material. Made cuts on the dowels with a handsaw and then a jigsaw. Your cuts don't have to be exact, as the ends will be covered up about a ½ inch when slid into the fittings. I rolled the end over a dowel, then marked where to glue so that it was snug but still gave me room to slide the dowel in after it was dry. Once the glue was dry on both ends, I carefully slid the dowels through and reassembled. Done and done. 20. Recover and paint ugly cheap chairs for actually pretty guest seating. Okay, so maybe this feels a little over the top, but if you're feeling extra crafty, why not? What you will need. Prepare an old, dull-looking chair. Apply 2 thin coats of spray paint and let the chair dry overnight. Lay out new fabric and place seat cushion face down. Once cut, attach fabric using staple gun. When the chair is dry, assemble with new cushion and begin using. 21. Hot glue paint chips to the inside of a poster frame for a dry erase calendar that actually matches your kitchen towels. To get the pretty background, you'll also need a neutral fabric. 22. Balance a marble tile on a copper pipe frame for a pretty plant stand. You can find single marble tiles at most flooring stores and ask your hardware store to custom cut your copper pipe for you. Here's what you will need. Step 1. Glue 1 T and 1 elbow to the ends of each of the 4 by 14-inch pieces. Step 2. Glue 1 11-inch piece to the elbows on each set of legs. Step 3. Glue the 2-inch pieces into the 4 end caps. Step 4. Glue the end caps to the open part of the T on each of the 4 legs. Step 5. Glue a T to join the 6-inch pieces in the middle. Step 6. Glue 1 11-inch piece to Step 2 at the T's. Step 7. Connect it to one side of the legs and then connect to other set of legs. Step 8. Glue marble tile onto top. And it's done! 23. Secure an old suitcase to a TV table for a small but stylish bar. What you need is just an old suitcase and a folding table. To attach the suitcase onto the folding table, I use double-stick tape on all corners of the table. You could choose to screw through the suitcase bottom into the tabletop or some other sophisticated method. 24. Turn a couple of IKEA pieces into a trendy drink table with some gold spray paint. What you will need. Step 1. Spray paint the wood disc, planter, and serving bowl. Let dry for at least 2 hours before handling. Step 2. Superglue the bowl onto the bottom of the planter and the wood circle onto the top of the bowl. Tips. With this method of fastening, be sure to not pile on the weight. If you're adding heavier decor to the tabletop, we recommend filling the bowl with quick mix concrete before you spray paint the bowl. 25. Tie sisal rope onto a painted board to create a simple hanging shelf. Step 1. Drilled 4 holes in a piece of wood. Step 2. Drill 2 holes in the wall for the screw hooks. Step 3. Fed each rope through the holes and then tie a knot underneath. Step 4. Tie the 2 other ends into a knot and hang them over the 2 screws to finish. 26. Upholster a piece of wood with a pretty blanket for a colorful bench. What you will need. Step 1. Cut your plywood to the size you need. Step 2. Cut the foam batting to fit your plywood bench top. Step 3. Begin stapling the rug to the edge of the plywood. Think of this process sort of like wrapping a present. Step 4. Once you have the first 2 sides stapled, it's time to fold the end edges and staple those sides as well. Step 5. Screw the legs of the bench into place. Be sure to measure to get them centered properly. Simple and done. 27. Turn 2 bowls and some concrete into a beautiful succulent planter. Literally 2 plastic bowls. It looks hard to make, but it's not. I filled a plastic mixing bowl with the wet concrete mix and gave it a good tap to bring any air bubbles to the surface. Then I took a small round container and plugged it into the wet mix. The concrete will take a good 3 to 4 days to become solid. Tips. You'll find that the smaller container wants to float up, so you'll need to weight it down. I balanced a book across mine to keep it in place as it dried. 28. Knot together some pretty mini hangers for your kitchen window. Here is how to tie the knot. Step 1. Take the entire length of twine and cut 8 equal lengths. Once cut, you should have 8 separate pieces, all about the same length. Step 2. Gather them all together and tie a knot at one end. Step 3. Separate the rope into 4 sections with 2 pieces of rope per section. Step 4. Taking one section of a rope at a time, begin to tie the 2 pieces of rope into a knot. Step 5. Take the left piece of rope from one section and match it up with the right piece of rope from the closest section to the left of it. Step 6. Tie these 2 pieces of rope together, about an inch above your previous knots. Step 7. Align your ropes again so you can clearly distinguish between each of the 4 sections. Step 8. Take the outermost piece of rope from one section and match it up with the closest piece of rope from the section to the left of it. Step 9. Tie the 2 ropes together to make a knot about 1 inch above the previous knots. After you finish all 4 sections, your rope should look like this. Step 10. Place your bell cup in the middle of your ropes. Step 11. Pull the loose ends of rope up around the sides of the cup so that the knotted area holds the cup in place and the cup is centered. Step 12. Place air plants into the bell cups, and you're done. 29. Edge a simple round mirror in copper tape. Copper tape is usually used as a shielding tape in electronic work, but you can use it to jazz up an old mirror. What you will need. Measure your mirror and mark it out on your plywood to use as a guide to cut out your circle of wood with a jigsaw. Place your wooden circle on its edge. Apply a small amount of glue to the edge and press one end of the tape onto the glue. Take your rope and fold the end over on itself, holding between your fingers. Wrap the edge together to secure the ends together, creating a loop. Lay your wooden backing on a flat surface with your glue spread down, and carefully place your mirror backside down and press firmly in place. 30. Marble a vase by floating nail polish in a bowl of water. Make it even cheaper by picking out your nail colors from the clearance bin. All you will need is a container that's big enough to submerge your entire object, nail polish and water. Fill your container with water and drop your nail polish into the water in whatever pattern you desire. Submerge it until you have the amount covered. Carefully place on a dry surface. Do not touch until the object is completely dry. Once dry, display your piece and enjoy. 31. Drill holes in the side of a ceramic pot to turn your favorite pot into a hanging garden. Measure and mark out where the holes will be on the side of the bowl. Use a cordless drill and the ceramic drill bit to drill holes at these marks. Cut a piece of jute and put the ends through the holes to the inside of the bowl and tie tight knots towards each of the ends. That's all for now. Before you leave, spare a few seconds to like and share this video with your friend. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for future updated videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.